Good morning and welcome to Home Cooking with Russ. What we have going today is a little batch of chili. Now chili is one of the easiest things that you can make, and on a cold dreary day like today is, we have our wood fire going, so what's simpler than to just have a little hamburger out, put a little pot on the stove and whip up a batch of chili. What it takes for your basic chili is usually a pound of hamburgers, so I have a pan and we have some hamburger and I'm browning it. Wood stove's going, it's hot. What else you need normally is a can of beans. Now I picked dark red kidney beans. I bought them at my local Hannaford. This is the kind of beans I prefer. Some people like black, some people like light red kidney beans. Pick what you like. I like stewed tomatoes. Some people use diced. Pick the tomatoes you like. 1 can and 1 can. We're going to use a McCormick mix today. Chili, original. Use a mix. They're simple. If you want to get into individual ingredients, you go right ahead another day, but I'm going to use a mix. There are a lot of mixes out there, mild, medium, hot, pick your pick. Basically what we're going to do is we're just going to brown up our hamburger. When we get that all done, we'll add our ingredients and we'll go from there. Right now I've just put my hamburger in there. It actually started frozen, to be honest with you. I'm going to push that up against my stovepipe so that it doesn't bounce around quite so much. And we're just going to let that cook down. Going to let it brown up. And some people add a little sausage. You can add some sausage if you want. It's no problem at all. Some people like to throw in just little bits of bacon. It's up to you. It's your chili. I like my basic chili with just hamburger, so that's what we'll do. At this point our hamburger is pretty well browned. This is a fairly low-fat hamburger and there's fairly minimal fat on the bottom, so I'm not going to bother to drain it off. If you have a lot of fat in your hamburger, then go ahead and drain it off. We have a little bit of water heating up right here for our rice, and we'll get to our rice in a bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my McCormick's chili original recipe and I'm going to kind of shake it in there. And I'll give that a bit of a stir. Just kind of mix it up. And then I'm going to take 1 can, one normal 16 ounce, this is 14.5 ounce, so I don't know what, 1 normal can of stewed tomatoes. You can use whatever you like for tomatoes, whether you like diced or whole is up to you. I'm going to have 1 can, complete with liquid, I don't drain, of dark red kidney beans. And once again, Hannaford brand. Get whatever's local to your area. I'm going to give that just a quick stir. And I'm going to allow that to come to a simmer. And we're going to simmer on our wood stove until I feel like saying that they're done. Which will probably be when the rice is done. So we'll get to the rice next. When that rice water, what I have is 2 cups of water. Now rice is one of the things that I actually do measure. A lot of times I don't measure very carefully, but with rice I do. So there are 2 cups of water, and to that I'm going to add 1 cup of rice. Put my cup down. Now I'm going to give this 1 quick stir, and basically we're not going to stir it a whole bunch. Get off of there, Mr. Rice. Anyway, that's stuck, so we'll cover that up. Now I'm going to add some butter. I'm going to do the Julia Child thing, and I'm going to add a big thing of butter right here. Alright, we'll tap that. We'll just let that melt right on top. We'll cover that up. And I will let that come back to a boil, and if that boils too much, I'm going to pull it to the side and try to cool it down a little bit. And we have just a bit of a trivet back here we can put underneath if it really boils too much. So my chili is just now coming back to a simmer. My rice, I don't really intend to stir until it's done. It's something that you want to do for fluffy rice. You don't stir it. My chili I'm going to stir. I want it to heat up. I want it to simmer. Alright, we have just a nice gentle simmer going in our chili. I'll just I'll give that a stir, but I'll try not to kill that simmer. Let that keep going. And over here in our rice, we have just about the perfect simmer going there. I'm going to just cover that up, and I'm going to leave that right alone. I've moved that out to be just a little cooler right at the corner here, and I think we're looking pretty good. Alright, our chili is simmering nicely. I haven't stirred it for about 10 minutes. I'll give it a quick stir, and I'll let it go right back to a simmer. That's looking very good. We'll keep that out of the way. Our rice has steamed itself kind of dry, which is just where we want it. Now I took one little taster right there. I've already been at it, and it was just about right. And what we need to do is remove that from the heat and just set it aside for about 10 minutes. And it just needs to sit for about 10 minutes. And at the end of that time, it will be ready, and you fluff it with a fork, and then you serve, and you're all done. Rice is just that simple. So what we need to do is 10 minutes from now, we will take our chili, it will be all set, and we will have some nice lunch. Now we waited about 10 minutes, and our rice is ready, and I'm going to take one little scoop of rice, and we'll sort of break that up right there. That looks good. That's just about right. And then we'll go over, and we will come over to our wood stove, and we will get some chili. Looks wonderful. Just like that. Alright, and then I'm going to set the place right there, and I will probably take some, I chopped up a few onions. We'll spread just a few onions on there. Just a little bit of Mexican blend cheese, very lightly on top. And right on top of that, we're going to put one little dollop of sour cream. And there you have a nice chili for a rainy day.